This clip of the Texas Bucket List is brought to you by Spirit of Texas Bank, Slovacek Sausage, Germania Insurance, We Rent It, and RV Source. Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. Next up, we head to a historic home in Denison that happens to be the birthplace of a U.S. president. Now, generally, this president is known for being from Kansas, but he couldn't keep his Texas roots top secret. 75 miles north of Dallas, you'll find a jewel at the crossing of a great river. Denison, Texas was founded in 1872. The same year, the Missouri-Kansas-Texas Railroad Depot made its debut in town. In 1888, work on the railroad brought a young man by the name of David Jacob Eisenhower to town. The 25-year-old moved his wife Ida down from Kansas the following year to this beautiful home that happened to be right next to the train tracks. Yeah, imagine that going right by your house.
Oh yeah, this is a little close maybe.
But the home's proximity to the former railroad line that used to run past this place isn't the only significant feature.
We're at the Eisenhower Birthplace State Historic Site in Denison, Texas.
John Akers is the site manager to the house that welcomed Ike to the world.
The house was built about 1877, but the family lived here from 1889 to early 1892. If the president wasn't born in it, we might not have this house today.
While Dwight didn't grow up in the house, his connection to it was established by Jenny Jackson, a neighbor who thought Ike's name sounded familiar as she watched newsreels of the general during World War II.
So this is the room that Dwight Eisenhower was born in on the evening of October 14th, 1890, 125 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing. A president was born in this room.
We know that because the night he was born, there were a lot of people that helped deliver the baby, neighbors. One of the people that helped was a young school teacher who lived across the street, helped with the baby, held baby Eisenhower.
It was her memory of that moment and knowing the family that connected the house to the Eisenhower.
She actually starts writing General Eisenhower and eventually connects him to this house. And she also becomes the one that starts the movement to purchase the house for the town. And they successfully open it as a museum in 1946, and they invite General Eisenhower to visit. And she was the hostess. So when he came in that front door we just went in, he met the woman who held him as a baby.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
After the war ended, Eisenhower was able to take a trip down memory lane, even though he really didn't have any memory of this place.
I think he was touched by the effort of Texas to preserve the house he was born in.
After guiding Allied forces to victory, Eisenhower was hailed a hero of World War II, and both political parties wanted to see Ike take the next step into the political ring. In 1952, Dwight was elected president, and during the Republicans' 2 terms, NASA was founded. The interstate highway system was formed, America got out of the Korean War, and the former general even downsized our nation's military.
Because he was a general, he had that credibility to make these changes. So I think he really did change the course of our country based upon his background. No one questioned him when he made decisions about the military and about military spending, because he had the credibility and people had great faith in him.
I do remember the slogan, "I like Ike."
How was Eisenhower rated on the presidential scale for you? Pretty good?
Yeah, he's probably in the top 4.
Everybody looked up to the president at that time.
I like it.
I like Ike.
There you go.
Dwight would return to the home in 1952 and once more in 1965. Even though the former president called Abilene, Kansas home, he always kept a connection to the Lone Star State, and the people of Texas kept a connection to him. So the next time you're rolling down the Red River, stop by Denison to pay tribute to one of the most influential presidents of the 20th century and heroes of the greatest generation that ever lived.
Denison has embraced having Dwight Eisenhower from here. You'll see the Eisenhower name everywhere. There's a lot of pride in Eisenhower, in the Eisenhower birthplace, so they've embraced him. He's a big part of Denison's identity.